I want to talk to you about cold calling for coaches, okay? How do you avoid rejections? So, this will be a comprehensive guide into the whole cold calling for coaches. So, here are the facts. The thing is that when it comes to a cold call coaching, it really it's a pretty comprehensive method, but a very lucrative one if you know how to do it. If you know how to really cold call the right prospect, okay? So, cold call coaching involves training sales representatives but also to effectively engage potential customers over the phone. That's number one. Cold calling, also a cold call coaching, also means that you are actually reaching out to clients, to specific clients. Maybe you have a list, or you have like a list that you purchased from a marketing agency, or you have a list in your own database. Okay, so that's really a two-tier sort of approach. Either you are really helping sales reps be good at what they do, or you actually do the cold calling yourself. So when it comes to cold call coaching, you are looking at developing skills such as communication, persuasion, and resilience. Resilience is really important because you're not going to you're not going to be approved, quote unquote approved, the first time around, okay? Because the prospect doesn't know you. The prospect is thinking of you as a stranger. They're not going to approve you right away. So there's an element of resilience actually that's important here. You got to be resilient. And the goal here is to equip yourself or your clients, your salespeople, clients with the tools they need to turn cold calls into warm leads and ultimately sales. And in your case, you want to generate revenue. You want to have new clients. If your network is not strong, if you don't get enough referrals, you might really want to engage as a coach in cold calling yourself. Okay, so the importance of cold call coaching is really critical in the sense that you are able to get things done in a diversified manner. In other words, you're not relying on clients from a single source. You're not really putting all your eggs in the proverbial basket, in the same basket. So when it comes to cold call coaching, you are able to have skill development, confidence building, consistency, that's critical, but also performance improvement. So when I speak about consistency, you are able to really have maybe a set schedule where you constantly reach out to prospects. Like you can take maybe 30 minutes a week or 30 minutes a day to actually do cold calling as a coach. So you do the cold calling yourself. You're not training someone else to do cold calling. Okay, so that's important to think about. So let me give you a few top tips here. So let's talk about key components of effective cold call coaching. One thing you want to do here is that if you are coaching sales reps or you are doing the cold calling yourself, it's important to set clear objectives. See, everything starts with setting clear objectives. If you have clarity of vision, if you have clarity of mind, your subconscious mind and also your conscious mind will get to work big time. But there has to be clarity from the get-go, okay? So set clear objectives. So before diving into coaching, you want to establish clear objectives. So what do you want your sales team to achieve, or what do you want to achieve yourself? If you are a coach if you are a coach interested in doing cold calling, what do you want to achieve? Now, objectives could include increasing the number of successful calls per day, improving the quality of conversations, enhancing the ability to handle objections or rejections, and also boosting overall conversion rates. So you want to be clear as to what the objectives should be in your case, okay? Again, the clarity of the objectives is kind of critical, especially if you are trying to direct all your energy or your client's energy into the right approach. Also, let's talk about developing a structured training program. If you are training others, if you're training sales reps, but if you are doing it yourself, if you're doing the cold calling yourself, you want to have also a structured program, not a training program, but a structured program. So a structured program is actually essential for effective cold call coaching. And the program should actually cover a couple of things: call scripts, role playing, listening skills, and objection handling. So if you are training others, then those are the four things you want to pay attention to: call scripts, role playing, listening skills, and objection handling. Now, if you are the subject of placing, if you are placing for, let's say, a cold calls yourself, you also want to have a call script. You want to really also engage in role playing. You gotta have listening skills, and you gotta really be able to handle objections or rejection. So when I speak about cold scripts, you want to have well-crafted scripts that actually that your clients or yourself can use as a foundation. Okay, you want to have a foundation here, especially in the long run. And so this script should include opening lines, key talking points, and responses to common objections. Very important. You also want to provide real-time feedback. If you are actually coaching others, you want to get real-time feedback yourself. What went well, areas for improvement, but also actionable tips. And this has to be on a consistent basis. If you think about cold call coaching for coaches, whether you're doing it yourself, you're doing the cold calling yourself, or you are coaching others, when it comes to cold calling, you got to really encourage continuous learning. You have to really motivate yourself, or you have to motivate your clients to engage in continuous learning. Let me explain. Cold call coaching should be an ongoing process. So you want to encourage continuous learning by regular training sessions, sharing success stories, and providing resources. If you are doing the cold calling yourself, you want to carve out some time to train yourself, to beef up your skill set, okay, to actually zero in on stuff that you need to really improve. You also want to share success stories, from within the team or within your team, to inspire and motivate the sales reps, or even motivate yourself. Because you need that too. If you're doing, cold calling ain't easy. This is a complicated this is a complicated initiative to take on. So you want to really want to have a positive foundation to fall back on. Okay. Also, providing resources. So there are resources such as books, articles, and online courses that can really help sales reps actually continue their learning journey. Or even you, if you are a coach doing cold calling yourself, you can also avail yourself of those resources, those books, those articles, those online courses to actually help beef up your lead generation efforts. Let's talk about measuring and analyzing performance. So if you think about cold calling for coaches, whether you are doing it yourself or you are actually training others to do it, you got to really pay attention to the effectiveness of the coaching program. So you want to measure and analyze performance. So key metrics to track include call volume. Yeah. Here I'm speaking about the number of calls made per day or week. Conversion rate. So this is the percentage of calls that results in a successful outcome, such as a meeting or a sale. Call duration. The average length of calls, which can indicate the quality of conversations. And also objection handling. So the success rate in overcoming objections. So using these metrics to identify trends, it's kind of cool because you are able to also to assess the impact of coaching, and you can make data-driven decisions to refine your approach. Let me give you a few ideas. Let's talk about cold call script ideas, okay? How do you really get things done a lot faster? Now, the thing is that when you think about cold calling for coaches, I want to insist on that because all along this conversation, I've already just made clear to you that we are speaking about you as a coach doing the cold calling yourself or training others, particularly sales reps, to do cold calling. Okay, so this is a two-way sort of a two-way approach conversation into this this is a two-way, let's say, approach in the conversation. So let's talk about one script that really works big time: the report building opener. Hi, prospect's name. I'm gonna put this on the screen so you can really understand what I mean. So let's talk about the report building opener. Hi, prospect's name, your name. So this will be John here from blah 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 company. How's your day going so far? Okay, so you want to build some quick rapport by commenting on something that the client mentioned about their day. So this opener uses the "How have you been?" approach, which has been shown to increase closing rates by 6 to 8 times, according to some research. Okay, so that's important. And so that's for the rapport building approach, the rapport building opener. You also have the reason for calling. This is also another pretty effective strategy. So again, I'm showing this on the screen. So the reason for my call today is blah 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 blah. So here you want to state your value proposition clearly and concisely, focusing on how you can help the prospects. Okay. So opening with the reason for calling boosts success rates by about 2 to 3 times, according to the same research. Then you have the third approach, the third cold call script. You can say at the company so and so, we helps clients like yours, okay, explain how you solve their pain points, and using we statements instead of I can increase success rates by 35% because it makes the prospect feel that you are partners, okay? It's not just you, it is a partnership. So that's important. Another cold call script to you want to really keep in mind is actually called the common connection. And so basically you are trying to really establish an affinity, a correlation between you and the clients or the prospects. Okay, so you can say, I noticed that we are both part of the LinkedIn group, blah 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 blah, and I thought I would reach out because blah 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 blah. So here what you want to do is you want to really do a segue between the LinkedIn group, for instance, and the specific coaching programs that you are selling. So you want to transition to your value proposition. So mentioning a common LinkedIn connection raises chances of an approximately having 70% to 90% an appointment. Okay, so that's really good because it really gives you some common foundation, if you will. You also have the accomplishment story. So you can say one of our clients, blah 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 blah, was facing their pain points, and by working with us, they were able to accomplishment benefits, right? So you are able to really contextualize the conversation. So that's really good. So telling a brief success story makes your makes your value tangible and can pique interest, and that's what you want. Okay, so now let me give you a few key statistics here. Whether you are doing the cold calling yourself as a coach to get new clients, or you are coaching others, particularly sales reps, to improve their performance, there are some statistics you want to pay attention to. 82% of business buyers accept meetings with cold callers. 32% of individual buyers accept meetings with cold callers. So you can see that basically you have a higher chance of doing cold calling in a B2B context. The best call times are 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 4 to 5 p.m. And Wednesdays are the best day for cold calls. It takes an average of 8 cold call attempts to reach a prospect, and only 1 to 3% of cold calls lead to appointments initially. So something to really think about. Let me talk to you about the best practices to keep in mind if you are going to do cold calling for coaches. Okay, what are the best practices? One thing for sure, you want to personalize your approach. Very important. You want to have the client or the prospect feel special. It's all about really creating that rapport, okay? And the reason why I want to say that is because when you personalize your approach, you are connecting with a client, with a prospect at a very deep level, okay? If you are actually coaching a sales team when it comes to cold calling, you have to understand that every sales rep is different. with unique strengths and weaknesses. So you want to personalize your coaching approach to actually address individual needs. This could actually involve one-on-one coaching sessions, tailored feedback, and customized training materials. So the materials will be bespoke to them based on their pros and cons, their strengths and weaknesses. You also want to foster a positive environment. That's kind of important because, see, cold calling by itself is a very challenging. It's a very, let's say, challenging process. Okay, so you want to foster a positive, supportive environment. So if you are going to do cold calling for yourself as a coach, like as a way to get new clients, or you are going to coach sales reps, you want to celebrate successes. You want to provide encouragement, so either to yourself or to your clients, and you want to create a culture where sales reps feel comfortable sharing their experiences and learning from each other. Okay. And finally, you want to lead by example. Okay. So it's one of those things where if you are going to coach others, you want to really show the way. Okay. So as a coach, it's crucial to lead by example. You want to demonstrate the techniques and behaviors you want your sales reps to adopt, and that's going to really make you more credible. Okay. So make a few cold calls yourself and share your experiences with the team. That way you have a better rapport. You have a deeper rapport with the sales team, and you can have let's say a quote unquote honest conversation, a more open conversation, especially if you have walked in their shoes, then you have a better idea of what they're dealing with on a daily basis, especially if they're trying to close sales calls in a very fast manner. If you think about cold calling for coaches, it's important for yourself as a coach, but also for your clients, for your sales reps clients, to actually be in tune with industry trends. I mean, cold calling can be a very competitive, very challenging exercise, especially because the economy is constantly changing. Clients' needs are changing. Clients' pain points are changing. So for you to really have a successful cold call that really translate into a lead and in the future into a sale, you got to have the right solution. So you want to be updated. You want to be up to date with industry trends. The sales landscape, for instance, is constantly evolving. I mean, can you imagine what the cold calling exercise could have been during COVID? That was crazy. I mean, there was a lot of tension in the air, blah 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 blah. So you have to really have a way to adapt to a cultural shift or to an economical shift. You want to stay updated with the latest industry trends, tools, and techniques. And you want to incorporate those insights into your coaching program to keep your team ahead of the curve. And you also, if you are dealing with a team, if you are really coaching several team members, you want to encourage peer learning. Okay. So peer learning can actually be incredibly effective. And what you want to do is you want to encourage sales reps to share their experiences, tips, and strategies with each other. This can be done through regular team meetings, workshops, or informal discussions. And if you're doing the cold calling yourself, if you are a coach looking for new leads, new clients through cold calling, you also can learn through peer feedback. So what you want to do is, if you are part of a professional network of coaches, you might want to share ideas, share experiences, share stories about what cold calling did for you, whether it went well or it didn't really go that well. So it's just you having the opportunity to share and to receive also from others. Okay, so cold call coaching is really a powerful tool for enhancing the performance of your sales team, or for enhancing your own revenue base. If you are, let's say, a beginner coach, for instance. So as a coda into this conversation, I spoke to you about cold calling for coaches. I gave you the facts, the pro tips, the ideas, the best practices, and now the coda. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.